Let me move this to a place where maybe we can learn a little bit more about what is going on the ground there. Our reporter Sara Machi is just arriving. She's able to sort of give us a tone set of what's happening here on the East Side neighborhood. Sara, what do you got?
Yeah, Chris, actually things are still pretty chaotic out here. You can hear a lot of people are blaring their horns as they are driving by. Traffic again is moving. At times it has been stopped. At the most tense times, we should say, CPD was in here trying to block traffic to try and get some of the people out of here, some of those federal agents. But if you do take a look behind us, you can see still a lot of people in this area making some noise even as they leave. We arrived probably 15-20 minutes ago. At that time, we had a very large crowd at the end of this street, at the end of this block on Avenue N, where they were confronting what looked like federal agents, and as CPD also started to move in and try to do some crowd control. We saw a lot of neighbors also kind of on the periphery, just taking a look at what was going on, and even as we were driving down here, we were stopped by somebody in a tow truck. We were stopped by somebody in a tow truck who said, "Is this where you're going as well?" Because they've been trying to get kind of things moving again here. I would say just a few minutes after we arrived, as we were really still trying to get into a better position and get upwind of everything, we started to see those federal agents pulling on their masks. At that time, we decided it was time to take a step back. And as we did so, as we tried to remove ourselves from this situation, you saw tear gas canisters go off. At that point, we had CPD unmasked, still trying to do crowd control, still trying to move people. We had a lot of people fleeing from that area. It is a light wind out here, so that picked up pretty quickly, and it took it downwind, moving a lot of people with it. At that time, we saw people trying to get out of the way, coming blocks over, throwing up, spitting up, trying to get all of the pepper spray and tear gas out of their eyes. I actually went into this auto zone to try and do the same. At the auto zone, they were there with eye rinse, giving it to people. They were providing towels, they were providing water, they were doing whatever they could. I would say about 10 people in just that one building alone. So a lot of the worst of the chaos and the tension has dissipated, but it is still very much seen as people are trying to figure out what's going on out here and trying to get away, Chris.
Absolutely. Sara, let me ask you, and I know there was just an amazing amount of activity in a short amount of time, but when you were looking at those federal agents, we were talking about what kind of federal agents they are. Did you see anything? Obviously, we saw some camouflage jackets, which indicates perhaps border control more than ICE. Were you in a position to kind of discern who were the federal agents on ground?
It was hard to tell because there were so many people kind of crowding around them, and from the distance that we were at, even as we got kind of closer, they were still on the other end of the intersection. I would say that they did look like Border Patrol instead of some of the ICE agents that we've seen. But, you know, when we were talking to people and listening to the crowd, they were shouting ICE. So, again, a lot of confusion about who exactly these folks were. They were in unmarked vehicles. They were with out-of-state licenses. So, license plates, rather, I should say. So it was hard to tell exactly who was out here, and that seems to be some of the confusion as well.